Let's talk about Target boycotts.
Blaming DEI, that's what one of America's biggest companies is doing, as Target reported a slump in sales. The CEO pointing fingers in part at what he called the reaction to the updates we shared on belonging in January. Now, that statement is according to CNBC. What the CEO is referring to was translated much more bluntly by one analyst who said, quote, Target is struggling after strategic missteps on DEI. And that is because people across the country have been boycotting the retail giant since March. And this is the man leading the growing effort.
It is not because of tariffs. It is not because of the stock market. It is because of the power of black unification and the black dollar. $12 trillion in spending power is not anything that we should laugh at.
That's Pastor Jamal Bryant of Atlanta, and he joins me now. And Pastor Bryant, I'm glad to have you back. When we first spoke, it was when you were in the very early days of this. And now here we are, the Target CEO saying he's not satisfied with the recent performance. He attributes it in part to the, quote, updates they shared on belonging. What's your response to that?
That all of this is avoidable. Brian is fully aware that the African-American spending dollar has a whole lot of muscle, and his betrayal to our community has repercussions and consequences. As a consequence, the stock has plummeted, that valuation has gone down, and even his own salary has been slashed, all because he's been dishonorable and not integrous with the black community.
So how long do you intend to continue this?
Until something shifts.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
How many black jobs were lost during this DEI Target strike boycott? How many black businesses lost their goods in the store, had their goods on the shelves at Target? After the boycott, how many of those have been removed? How many black businesses had their items in the store? Target stopped DEI initiatives. How many were left at that point? Subsequently, after the boycott, how many are left now? See, what I'm trying to get to, folks, is I'm trying to understand how black people benefit. How do black, not how LGBTQ benefits, not how white women benefit, the primary beneficiary of DEI. But white women went from 3% of management positions, executive positions, to 19 during the DEI in implementations. White women, not black men, not black women. We have the numbers now. We now know. I'm telling you, Jamal Bryant will not talk about numbers, about impact, positively or negatively. If he had numbers that were going to positively say, hey, businesses grew, black businesses grew in Target. Black employment grew. How many black people were employed at Target before the DEI initiatives, after the end of the initiatives, and now that there's a boycott? See, I'm going to tell you what it is. I already know the answers, and this is how I know. Because if the numbers I just pointed out were in their favor, they'd be talking about it. You won't hear Al Sharpton, you won't hear Roland Martin, you won't hear any of these people talk about anything I'm saying now, because the results will not support their narratives. At the end of the day, what they did hurt Target. Guess who it hurt more? Us. Last time I checked, black people in this on their own. Last time I checked, we're using all this black collateral. You heard him say we're using all this black collateral to help everybody. Like a good old puppy dog, old hound dog. And then when it's time to eat, they eat all the food. I'm trying to understand why we keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe when it comes to these allyships. And once again, if the numbers say something different, the numbers will be front and center. You would not hear me saying this because I would have the data. The numbers do not reflect this is a good move. It's good for Jamal Bryant so he can get on TV, so he can become the new Al Sharpton. And folks, that's exactly what's going on. It's a battle between Al Sharpton and Jamal. Who gonna be the next Negro whisperer? Al don't want to get a job up. He looked like a chicken wing that was been sitting on the counter overnight. Well, drumstick. He looked like a drumstick that was left out. fried hard and left out for 2 days. Just sitting up on the counter. I thought you was going to put it away. I thought you put it away. You know I was tired when I got in. That's Al Sharpton. And Al will not retire. So it's a battle between who's going to be the next Stephen Django, who's going to be the next, who's going to take the money from the blacks, who's going to lead the blacks to slaughter, who's going to keep the blacks in line and follow behind some goofy stuff in order to keep Democrats in power. Jamal Bryant is fighting for that job, and he's doing it right now with this.
We've got staying power. We've got a model. The Montgomery bus boycott 70 years ago went 381 days. And our community is resolved and focused and intentional that we're not going to spend our dollars where we're not honored and where we're not appreciated.
Show me, how are you not appreciated? How are you not appreciated? DI is not black people. You know, man, they've been selling this shit, man, and y'all been buying it. All these black people coming out, DI, putting their black faces in front of the camera saying DI was black. It was all the rules to help themselves, Johnson, to help them get future jobs, get future employment. I'm trying to tell you what I know, man, because DI never helped black people. It never was. But people want to claim victim like, oh, taking away DI hurts us. How if it wasn't for you, how is it going away hurting you? Nah, the people that were for it were white women. I'm betting it's Jeff Bezos' ex, Bill Gates' wife. It's a big pocket somewhere around here lurking. Yeah, it's a big pocket somewhere lurking around here that make this an issue. Folks, I'm trying to tell you, if DI did not primarily help black people, we know that. There's numbers. Who we really fighting for? Maybe we're fighting for the people who it primarily helped. So you mean to tell me basically we ain't doing nothing but driving Miss Daisy? You mean to tell me Jamal Bryant got us out here driving Miss Daisy? You mean Al Sharpton and Roland Martin got us out here driving Miss Daisy? I'm going to stop there. I can keep going with names, and I'm going to be nice and respectful because it's a lot of the rest of y'all doing the same, y'all on that same BS. Basically, y'all driving Miss Daisy, and what are we benefiting? Jamal Bryant, what did we lose? What jobs did black people lose? See, you bring up the bus boycott, the Alabama bus boycott. Folks, that was directly for black people. The bus boycotts was about us, right? Because it was black people, they want to line on the bus. They were not denying white women seats on buses. That was for black people, by black people. That was a boycott. Were there white women that couldn't get seats? Oh no, those are the ones we had to give up and get the seats too. So the Montgomery bus boycotts, you're using that as an example, using an issue that was actually for black people, that benefited black people. It lasted 2 years, man. Black people walked for 2 years to get them laws overturned in them buses. You mean to tell me you think black people should not go to Target for 2 years to help white women? And to get an LGBTQ to have the toys not be separated by gender in Target? For real, dog. That's what we're doing. And we got black people going for it. Meanwhile, if Target, who is a major employer, if their stock continues to tumble, who gonna lose jobs? I got a feeling it's not white women. Man, I don't think it's white women. I don't think it's Asians. I think it's black people and some Latinos. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just joking. I'm just guessing. Because it's a service entry-level job, right? It's a service essential worker type position. We hold those jobs. We are cutting off our nose and spite our face, not to help us as a race or a group, but to help those higher up. If I'm wrong, prove it in numbers. Don't start virtue signaling about, oh, come on, Tim, we just all need to work together. We all need to do it. No, don't do that. Prove it in the numbers and the data. If this helps us, prove it in the numbers. Shut me down. I'm putting the challenge out to anybody. If you want to say I'm wrong, don't say I'm wrong, but virtue signaling and tell me how I don't read the good book enough. Don't tell me how I just need to get closer to my Bible. Don't tell me how you heard a song one time and you was a hippie in the 70s or whatever the shit, and we all need to work together, brother, and join hands. No, fool. I want you to show me numbers because these are real jobs. You know what jobs have? Jobs have numbers behind them. Salaries, benefits, health care. People are losing those opportunities behind virtue signaling and helping white women. And I want to know what we get out of it. And lastly, why do we have to continue to use the black collateral? The only collateral in America that spins is black paid. Don't nothing spin like black paid. So there's no LGBTQ paid because anybody can be LGBTQ. And if you're quiet, nobody even knows. There is no such thing. There's no collateral in that. There's no collateral in migrants. No one else has claim to being brought here against their will to work for free. Work till your back broken and thrown in the ditch in an unmarked grave. And went to the store and picked up another person. Slave. You understand what I'm saying? So why should we use that collateral for anybody else other than ourselves? Why would we use that legacy to benefit any other group? It makes no sense unless if you are a profiteer looking to advance yourself, pad your pockets, increase your brand awareness and your viability, financial viability. Jamal Bryant, Al Sharpton, Roland Martin types. By using that blackness. Once again, if I'm wrong, prove it. Prove it.
So other companies that have scaled back their DEI programs to varying degrees include Lowe's, McDonald's, Walmart, Amazon in some respects. So are you looking at expanding this beyond Target?
Oh, no, we're very clear. Over 17 companies have walked away from diversity, equity, and inclusion. But we decided with resolve and intentionality that we were going to do one at a time. Target is the first, it is not the last. And another company is going to be coming on the radar in the next couple of weeks.
In the next couple of weeks, there'll be another one. All right.
Why come you can't go to all your LGBTQ friends? All your white women friends, because ain't just black, right? If I'm wrong, why aren't you harnessing all of this and directing all of them to shop with black businesses? Since we're in this all together. Yeah, why aren't we flipping this? Why aren't you saying, hey, go shop at the Tim Black Show? Everybody go get a membership at the Tim Black Show. I want you to do that. Want you? This is black owned. I got a black wife, black house, black car, black kids. Want you to do that? With a black desk, black mic. Won't you do that? Why aren't you saying, hey, we got this coalition of allies, won't we dump all those resources and focus on building up black businesses? Because this ain't about helping black people. That's why, you jackass. Fucking dummies. You know, if you want to get used, you can be. You want somebody to use this, there's always somebody around to use you. Bunch of goofies on TikTok, cheering for their own demise, cheering for their own stupidity, cheering for their own gullibility to help other people put money in their pocket while we sit back getting nothing. And worse than that, taking a haircut, getting a haircut in the process. Well, you know what? Black people are like my bald head already. We already took a haircut. We can't take no more haircuts. We can't take another haircut behind a BS initiative. We're going to wake up. We're going to stop doing this. We're going to stop falling for the nonsense. We're going to stop letting virtue signaling jackasses follow trends. And we're going to become very focused on what works and what doesn't work. What doesn't work is this. It works for Al Sharpton. It works for Jamal Bryant. That's why they're doing it. It does not help us.